Hello and welcome back to DIY Sewing with Simply Ola. Today I'll be showing you how to draft a basic skirt pattern, very easy, beginner friendly. And on the screen, those are the information you're going to need to draft your pattern. So there I went ahead to draw a straight line which is going to represent my waistline. So go ahead and do the same thing, all right? You can put the information there, just name it as waistline, and that was what I was doing there. Then the next measurement is your waist to the biggest part of your hips, right? Measure from your waistline, natural waistline to the biggest part of your hips, and go ahead to do the same thing, for your nail length. Okay, I was just showing you my own measurements there. In this case, measure from my waist to my hip, then from my hip to my knee length. So that depends on how long you want your skirt to be, right? So in this case, mine is about 23, 25 or thereabouts. And do same. Don't forget to add sewing allowance to whatever measurements you get there. So I was just trying to draw an horizontal line to indicate my hip line. Then I went ahead to do the same thing for my knee line, which is my nail length. All right. So do that first. All right. So the next thing we're about to do now is to calculate our waist circumference. What is waist circumference? Your waist circumference is your waist round divided by 4. Okay. Waist round is your waist circumference. So whatever that is your waist round, divide it by 4 and add 2 inches to it. 2 inches to it. 1 inch will be used for our dart, while the other will be used for the sewing allowance, right? So go ahead and do that. Then on the hip line, do the same thing. Calculate your hips divided by 4, your hip circumference divided by 4, just like what you did for the waist. Measure your hip round, the biggest part of your hips, divide it by 4 and add just 1 inch to it. That will represent your sewing allowance. Okay, and just connect the two lines together. There I was just connecting my waistline down to my hip line. All right, I said this is a beginner friendly tutorial, so just follow what I was doing and listen to what I am saying. You will not get it wrong. All right, so that is being done. All right, so the next thing is for you to now know where to place your nail measurements, like I said, depending on your preference. All right, so do that, measure the line. Then I went ahead to calculate my dart. In this case, for you to get your dart for your skirt, you need the measurement of your nipple to nipple. Nipple to nipple, remember what we learned from the basic body pattern, is the same thing that is applicable to the dart. So your nipple to nipple divided by 2. In this case, mine um, was calculated as 9 inches. So I divided 9 inches by 2, which gives me 4.5. Sorry, 4.5. All right. So that 4.5, you come down by 5 an inch or 6. All right. Maximum 5. Maximum 6. So in this case, I think I did 5. I measured my nipple to nipple divided by 2, and I came down by 6. All right, and just divide that 1 inch in between the straight line. Okay, so you input half an inch to the left and half an inch to the right, and you connect it to that straight line, the first straight line you drew. Right, so that just connect it together to form your dots. All right, remember we added 2 inches to the waistline, so one has been used for the dart, so the remaining one is just for our sewing allowance. By the time you sew your skirt, the remaining part will be your accurate waist measurements. All right, so go ahead and do that. So the next thing is I did there was to I went up by half an inch from right, and I did the same thing to the left. Okay, half an inch I went up. This is to form a slope to the waist. All right, remember our waist is not straight, so that when you are connecting your basic skirt to your body pattern or whatever you want to use it for, your skirt will probably sit on your top, or your top will sit properly on your skirt. All right, so go ahead and do half an inch up from the left and half an inch up from the right, then connect it to the middle, connect it to where your dart is. Once you do that, that will give you that slopey kind of effects whenever you're using your pattern, all right? So the next thing I was doing there, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe and click the notification bell for you to get notified. I'll be uploading a very interesting, lovely, beginner-friendly tutorial on this channel, and you don't want to miss it. All right. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. All right. Um, then I went ahead to determine how sharp or straight I want my sketch to be. You can leave it straight if you just want it like a bulk, like a block pattern. But I went ahead to give it like a very straight kind of effect. So I just went from my hip line, I went straight down to my near line, and I came in by 2 to 3 inches, all right, and I connected it together, right, and I went ahead to draw the same line for the back pattern. You can basically use the same pattern for the back anyway. You just have to add 3 inch, no, 2 inches for the zipper allowance. Okay, so but in this case, I just left it like that because I might be using it to, I might be using it for stretching materials that doesn't need zip allowance, but I will be putting the information on it. Okay, so basically you can use the same front pattern for the back, but you might need to go down with your dart because the back dart is always longer than the front dart, maybe with an inch longer than the front darts. All right, but I decided to do a separate pattern for the back, and I use different marker just to indicate the back from the front, and I was just putting all the necessary information, the zip allowance, which is 2 inches, all right, and I uh, another information that this is back and it's on fold. Whenever you're using this pattern, you have to fold your materials into two. So I just put all those information, I wrote all those information on the pattern, and I went ahead to cut out the slopy part of the uh, pattern, all right, so that I know that everything is well and ready for me to be used whenever I'm going to be using it. I'm going to be needing it, all right. So go ahead and do the same thing, cut off any and every excess paper that is hanging around. Okay, don't forget to like this tutorial, like it, comment if you want me to answer any question, or if there's anything you want me to do, any tutorial you want me to put up there, please feel free to leave the comments. It's really help this channel to grow. Remember, this is a new channel and we want to grow it. We want to build the family here of DIY sewing. So, and that is basically it for this tutorial. I was just cutting out the essays. Okay, and that is it. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and see you on my next video. Bye for now.